process. It's something that you just can't start and expect to get results in 6 weeks. It's an ongoing process, and that's why I said that's where your benefit of your company comes in, is that if I'm not getting the results I want, then I just call you up and say, hey, I need a new caller. I need somebody else marketing for me, or give it a try. And then they need to try to build up that relationship with that marketer and see if they can get better results. I mean, the communication needs to be there on both ends. And so, you guys do a great job of calling us saying, hey, we're doing our calls. We're coming up. We're doing our first session, our second session. I'm like, okay, great. Good luck. Is there anything I can do? This is, I'm working a hotel association or a restaurant association or something that I've got that might be able to give you a better idea or a better benefit for her when she's making her calls, or him if it's a male making the calls. But I mean, that's kind of the next step that you have to do, and it's just an ongoing process. I just think that agents make a big mistake to start this and then quit it after 2 or 3 weeks, or even 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months. Right.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing we run across too is like, if when a caller's generating leads, they don't have a clue what they're going to pull out. It's kind of like fishing, and so some agents will expect, boom, this lead is going to have everything, like they're ready to write the piece of business. So of course you're going to get some junk leads that come across once in a while. How do you mentally deal with that?
Well,
I mean, when you take every lead, what do you do? What's kind of your process?
Well, I mean, if you get 6 leads in a session, I mean, you're going to narrow that down that maybe 2 or 3 of those are going to be really good opportunities for you. I mean, whether it's a junk lead or you walk out and you go out to the business and you turn around and go back home because it's no way that you'd ride it. It's an old automotive repair shop that looks like it was a garage. You're not going to even get near it. So I think you just have to realize that you have to weed that down, and that's the reason you have to have more phone time and more calling, because there's reasons that you'll have for attrition or reasons that you'll pull those leads off just because the business is bad and you don't know it. I mean, the caller certainly doesn't know it. It's not like they're looking at the business to see whether they're a good business or a bad business. They don't know the credit rating and whether it's good or bad. I mean, the leads that we're providing you, hopefully we've done our due diligence and trying to get the right credit rating and stuff there. But maybe if we get a list and you're just calling from it, you don't know that. So there's a lot of things that you have to just figure that you're going to lose some of those for whatever attrition reasons. And I just think that we have to have more of an open mind, whether me as an agent. Maybe that's one reason why I've stuck with this for so long, is I've just said, hey, I know that when I get these 6 to 10 leads from you, I know that I'm going to hold on to maybe 1 to 2 of those, and those are going to be really good ones. And maybe I've got a shot at some other ones, and maybe when the caller was on the phone, no different than if you had a contact manager in the office, they said, oh, yeah, call me next Friday. And you call them next Friday, and they're not there. I mean, it happens to everybody. You just got to be persistent with it. I just don't let it get to me. I know that you're going to lose those parts, and you just got to stay consistent and be persistent about sticking with the program. Once you quit the program, that's where you lose, and that's where they want to pass blame onto you or somebody else. It's their responsibility they have to take, on their shoulders to make it work.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your system. At one time, I thought you had an old-fashioned system, and you might work off of ECMS or something, but don't you have a file cabinet where you just keep all these leads, and it's kind of like you go to that every month, and it's kind of like it's your money book or whatever? Yeah,
I'm probably referred to as a dinosaur amongst the agents as far as technology. So I'm pretty out there. But yeah, I still have a filing cabinet where I file everything. I mean, it's an XA file, and I keep it there just because of the fact that if it's on the computer and it's stuck in a file, I'm not going to see it, and I want to be able to see that for me. It just works for me. I mean, I'm 50 years old, so I'm pretty old school. So for me to see that, it's just kind of a visual reminder, and it's a daily reminder for me to keep that in front of me. And that way, if it's out of sight, out of mind, I probably won't use it. So that's why I said the computer probably doesn't work as well for me. And somebody could probably teach me how to use it better. I'm sure there's people that could show me how to give me an alert or a reminder, and I probably should be doing more of that. I just don't.
But this works for you.
Yeah, it does.
It's old-fashioned and it works for you.
Right.
Now, when you get a lead, do you call them right away? Do you send them? I mean, you do a brochure and a magnet or whatever. But I mean, do you make any communication calls with them? Does anybody from your office call to follow up, to verify information, or how do you work that?
My system, it really is. It depends on how quick that lead is coming up. If it's a hot lead and it's something, or a lead that's within the next month or two, I probably will call those people right away. If not, it doesn't matter when the lead comes up. That's when I send out my agency brochure with a thank you card and my business card and the magnet. Everybody gets that the moment I get the leads from you.
The lead. You're sending
So
it out right away.
that doesn't matter. That starts right away.
Mm-hmm. And then do you wait until like 60 days prior to the renewal?
Yeah, it depends on the industry and what kind of information I've got on it. I mean, if it's something a little more complex, if I got a lead and you said that they own 8 restaurants, I might call them 90 days ahead of time. If it's one restaurant, I'll probably call them 60 days or somewhere around that time frame. I don't need that amount of time, and obviously everybody on the phone knows that they don't need that time. But if you wait, somebody else will get there before you.
Well, and the fact you've been with us now 7 years, you actually have the callers. You have us calling back and setting appointments for you from previous X dates.
Yeah, well, and that's correct, and that's the reason why I said there's a lot of times where I'll double up on calling and increase that volume. I'm also licensed in several states, so there's times where I'm having you call for California or Nevada or other states that are out there just because I've got a marketing system put there too. So, I mean, in fact, I know there's a caller on the phone in Fresno, and I worked with Jason Milwee for a long time. I don't know if that's his district manager, but I worked with him for a long time trying to build up some commercial systems for him. So, I'm all over the place.
All right, let's before we do some Q&A, I just want Rob Rector from Main Street to do a 2-minute commercial about tomorrow's webinar. We partnered with them almost 2 years ago, and it's a little tool to go in and try to pick up the employees and by giving them a gift. And so, Rob, if you just want to take 2 minutes and share that and promote tomorrow, and then we'll go back.
Sure, you bet. Sure, you bet. We are Imagery Concepts. We've been working with farmers since 2004. In fact, we became a turnkey vendor back in 2006, which means anything you purchase from us, 50/50 ad aid, no paperwork, all that sort of stuff. We started off with farmers because of one component of our software, the Milk Digital ID, a way to identify kids in case they're ever lost or missing, so the parents would have that information. But the software, the home organizer that contains this, also, and many people don't know that, it has not only the Milk Digital ID, it has a pet ID, Silver ID for the elderly, home inventory system, and it is a great tool, as Dean said, to visit with not only the employees but also the employer. It helps with the phone calls to set the initial commercial appointment. We worked with farmers to develop the BOSS program, the Business Owner Sales Strategy, which that is once you develop a relationship with the commercial owner, you then have an opportunity to develop a relationship with their employees. It turns from a pivot from the business owner to their employees, to their family, to their friends, sometimes even their clients, and also additional business owners within their community. Now, what farmers found out was that 89% of employers said they will allow you, an insurance agent, to visit with their employees about a worthwhile cause. That worthwhile cause is a gift that will protect their kids, their pets, their valuables. And that's what we talk about tomorrow during the BOSS webinar. Again, as a turnkey vendor, we wrap this all together in one neat package with the telephone calls that the Client Focus provides, with the tools that are used to set the appointment, and then the tools that are used for our lunch and learn setting with the employees. So that's what we talk about tomorrow.
And that's at 1 o'clock Central, correct?
Yes.
And if you got an invite from us, there should be information to register for that. So it's just something that we've partnered with. It's a way to get to the employees. I know some agents are using it, some agents are not. I just encourage you to kind of take a look at the program. I've been kind of impressed with it. And so we'll let Rob do his thing tomorrow.
Dean, it's exactly what you and Rob were talking about. It's a system. Mm-hmm. It's something that if if you use it, and if you go through